Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Lambeau Field in beautiful Green Bay, Wisconsin. And tonight, the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears, the oldest rivalry in football, squares off on Thursday Night Football.
Week 4 begins with NFC North foes riding high after electrifying overtime wins. Will the Pack prove they're still the big cheese in the NFC North? Or will this rival running back duo stun another top contender tonight at Lambeau Field? Plus, as the oldest rivalry in pro football reignites, we kick off Week 4 with number 4's finest moments against the monsters of the Midway. Next on TNF Gameday, presented by KFC.
On tonight, baby. This what y'all want? You gonna get it. Better get your popcorn ready.
All eyes on me. Revving it up. Getting started. Time to press play. Plugging it in. Level 10 to the earth. All eyes on me. All eyes on me.
Welcome to TNF Gameday, presented by KFC.
Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. A look outside of the stadium, a mecca of sports stadiums. We have the statues of Curly Lambeau and Vince Lombardi. We are parked right in front of them as we take a look at the NFL Media Cruiser. And once again, Lambeau Field plays host to the longest standing rivalry in all of professional football. It is the Bears and the Packers on Thursday Night Football. Welcome into the NFL Media Cruiser. I'm Amber Harris, along with our two Hall of Famers, Marshall Faulk, welcome, and Michael Irvin, looking good in the Cowboys blue right here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And we also want to welcome Steve Mariucci, who he definitely grew up a Packers fan.
I did. Yes.
195th meeting of the Bears and the Packers, and it looks like you were there for 194.
That was
First
great.
meeting.
52 years ago. Listen, guys, those are Hall of Famers. Herb Adderley with you and Willie Wood, and I'm getting their autograph when I'm 9 years old. Can you believe that?
The original Mini Mooch.
That is Mini Mooch. Oh, yeah.
There you are, 1992. The opportunity of a lifetime. You become the quarterback's coach for the team that you love so much, the same year that Brett Favre becomes the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. And why do you have to point out that he was so skinny back then?
We got Mini Mooch and Skinny Mooch already.
Now you got a bust up Mooch.
There's been a lot of pasta since 1992.
I'm not kidding. That's not in the rundown.
But here we are again, Steve Mariucci at Lambeau Field for the Bears and the Packers, and both teams are riding high coming into Week 4 off of walk-off overtime wins just 4 days ago.
Walk-offs.
That was blocked. The Bears are going to get a touchdown out of this. I think that ball was knocked out. The Bears are not playing like an 0-2 team today. This is going to end up going to overtime. Howard left side. Game over. Bears securing their first victory of the season.
The winless Cincinnati Bengals are taking on the 1-1 Green Bay Packers.
Taking it the distance for the touchdown.
When are the Packers going to look like the Packers that we've come to know?
Rodgers going to take it. Don't throws it. Touchdown.
Rodgers rolling
To the end zone. Touchdown. Jordy Nelson.
going to head to overtime, and Aaron Rodgers has never won an overtime game.
Down the field. He's open. Wide open.
Here he is for the win.
And the Packers take it in overtime.
Come in off of overtime wins. Chicago coming in here to take on Green Bay.
Heading into Week 4, there is a three-way tie at the top of the NFC North, including the Packer team you will see right here tonight. Not only do the Bears play the Packers on Thursday Night Football, but the Lions also travel to Minnesota Sunday for a showdown with the Vikings. So it is heating up. The Packers have won this division in 5 of the past 6 seasons. So, Marshall, does that mean the Packers are the team to beat in 2017 in the North?
You know what? I have to say yes. When you think about it, I'm not just going to base it off of last year's the loss in the NFC Championship. I'm going to go by when you look at where the rest of the teams are in the North. Right now, when you think about the Packers and what they pose, although their guys are hurt, you understand they are a second-half team, and as soon as Aaron Rodgers tells us he's going to give us something, we're going to get a line about this team. We're going to win out. Don't worry about it. Relax. He's going to say something, and there you have it. The run is going to start. This team is one of those veteran teams. You just don't worry about them. They are going to be there in the second half of the season.
I like this division. It's very competitive. The Lions are for real, people. I'm just telling you. And you got Minnesota, who play great defense, and they're finding a way to win, rotating quarterbacks. But when the Packers are healthy, you mentioned this, Marshall, when they are healthy, and they're going to get some defensive players back tonight, they are the most talented roster from top to bottom with the best quarterback. But you know what? All eyes will be on that injury report coming up in about another hour or so, because we don't know what tackles are going to be the bodyguards for Aaron Rodgers. That's going to be the story of the game, Mike.
And he's such a gift. He is what God said. This is the gift at quarterback. He really is, man. When he made him, he said, bam, look at what I made right there. That's how great this dude is. But now, I will say this. As great as that gift they have at quarterback, I think this thing is wide open now. This division is wide open. I think this makes this game a big game. You talked about it, Coach. The Vikings, they have great defense, man. But not only the great defense, they have a running game with Dalvin Cook, and they have the best receiving tandem right now in the NFL, and Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen. Wow. They are first in receptions. They are first in yards, and they're tied for second in TDs in the whole National Football League. And they don't even know what quarterback they're playing with. They just say whoever got to just snap it and throw the ball.
Well, it is called the Black and Blue division for a reason, and it looks like it will not be any different this year in the NFC North. We're out here on the NFL Media Cruiser. Make sure you check out the NFL Media Cruiser sweepstakes. Spot it, snap a photo of it, and post it to Twitter or Instagram with hashtag TNF sweepstakes for your chance to win some very cool weekly prizes. All right. It was 25 years ago yesterday that Brett Favre made his first career start. Number 4 debuted against Bill Cowher's Pittsburgh Steelers. Favre threw for 2 touchdowns and beat the Steelers 17-3. Coach Cowher is down on the field with Deion Sanders. Hey, Coach, what do you remember from that day?
Why'd you have to go there, Amber? I mean,
what a lead-in, Amber. What a lead-in.
Hey, Amber, can I just say this? 13 years later, I beat Favre on this same field, so I got my revenge. It took me 13 years to do it, though. But, yeah, I remember that game. It was my first loss, Brett Favre's first win, Prime, and Rod Woodson bit on a double move and fumbled a punt. But it was a big game for Brett Favre.
Well, speaking of biting on a double move, that was a flaw. So what are the Packers' biggest flaw?
Well, I would just say this. Obviously, the injuries are a concern, particularly with the offensive line. We remember about the injuries they had last year in the secondary. But I think given all the health of everybody, I think the biggest flaw they have right now is they got to find another running back. I don't think Ty Montgomery is the guy that can take you through a season just being there. They have 3 rookie running backs. I think you'll see a few of them tonight. What Mike McCarthy has to do is find one of those guys to surface above the others, because you need 2 running backs in this league. Because Mike McCarthy, what do you want to say about Aaron Rodgers throwing it? He still believes in running the football.
Ty Montgomery is a matchup nightmare, Coach.
He is.
Out of the backfield, catching the ball. He could run between tackles. He could run outside the tackles. This guy's unbelievable. I don't know if they need another guy when you got a guy like that.
Yeah, but you need a guy to close the game, Prime. You need a guy like Eddie Lacy that can close the game in the fourth quarter, to get you that first down, to get you that 4th and 1 at the 1-yard line when you have to have that score. But they need that kind of dog, as you would call it, that can get you and finish a game.
The biggest flaw, I would have to say, is the protection of Aaron Rodgers. Over to you, Tracy.
Well, thanks a lot, Deion. Still a lot of conversation this week surrounding the national anthem. The Packers spent a lot of time this week discussing it amongst themselves, talking about their opinions, their views, how best to put out their message. And I spoke with Aaron Rodgers this week, and he said what they plan on doing is linking arms amongst each other before the national anthem, and they're hoping to get the fans involved as well, having them link arms, the Bears as well. But the thing about Aaron Rodgers Rodgers as he wants everyone to know this is not a protest. This is a united demonstration, he says, of love and solidarity, a call to connect. A very passionate Aaron Rodgers this week on this topic. Amber?
Thanks, Tracy. Other teams already looking ahead to Sunday. This today from the Broncos. Last week, members of our team joined their brothers around the NFL in a powerful display of unity. It was an emotional time for everyone, including the fans who support us each and every week. As controversial as it appeared, we needed to show our collective strength and resolve. Our voices needed to be heard loud and clear. Make no mistake, our actions were in no way a protest of the military, the flag, or those who keep us safe. We have nothing but the deepest love and respect for those who protect our way of life, the freedoms we enjoy as Americans. While there's no greater country, it's not perfect. Inequalities still exist, and we have work to do in all forms of social justice. We can all do better. It starts with us. We need to do our part and use our platform as NFL players to continue driving that positive change. Our locker room is one diverse place, and that's what makes it so special. It's where thoughtful, intelligent leaders from all different races, religions, and backgrounds come together. We may have different values and beliefs, but there's one thing we all agree on. We're a team, and we stand together, no matter how divisive some comments and issues can be. Nothing should ever get in the way of that. Starting Sunday, we will be standing together. Now, following the team release, local Denver TV reporter Mike Kliss tweeted the following reaction on the vote from Broncos cornerback Chris Harris. Not unanimous vote to stand. Not everybody was for it, but we all wanted to go as a team and get back to football. So many powerful images from across the National Football League a week ago, and it sounds like they'll continue tonight here at beautiful Lambeau Field and in Denver on Sunday.
TNF Gameday is presented by KFC's Nashville Hot and Honey Mustard Barbecue Georgia Gold, and brought to you by Amazon Prime.
Howdy, folks. I'm here to tell you about KFC's Honey Mustard Barbecue Georgia Gold.
No, tell them about Nashville Hot.
Who said that? Georgia Gold. Nashville Hot. Try both delicious flavors at KFC.
It's the Super Bowl champions in a primetime showdown.
Let's go!
It's Patriots. It's Bucks. When it's on, it's on.
He is the real deal.
Tom Brady and the Pats playmakers are on the attack.
And it's caught for a touchdown.
But Jameis Winston has Tampa fired up and ready to shine.
Feel it in the atmosphere.
Patriots. Bucks. Thursday night football. When it's on, it's on. Next Thursday at 8 on NFL Network, CBS, and streaming on Amazon Prime Video.
The Bucket List is brought to you by KFC. Because no matter what year it is, fried chicken and football are a winning combination. Time for the Bucket List, presented by KFC.
I don't know why we come out so early and just stand around here and do this. What a waste. Let's have a little fun today. Corey, Z, read 18 cents. Who hit me? Hey, that's all you got? If I was a pitcher, I'd be on the 15-day DL. There's Mr. Miyagi up here on the, see him on the board? Oh, yeah, wax on, wax off.
He dived into the end zone.
Put her in the old body. Damn, I'm worn out. You're getting old.
There is no Packer more iconic than Brett Favre, and our Steve Mariucci had a front row seat to the start of number 4's Hall of Fame career. Here's Mooch with some of his fondest Favre memories.
All right, let's welcome in Coach Mike Rader, head coach of the Notre Dame Academy Tritons. What's a Triton anyway, Mike?
The Triton is the son of Poseidon.
So look at these guys. All you should do this too, all right? Like that? Huh? What's your record?
We're 5-1.
5-1, and tomorrow night you're playing against
Green Bay Preble.
Sounds like a rival game to me, huh?
Yes, it is.
Preble, all right?
Yep.
Well, let's talk about rival games because the Bears and the Packers are playing a rival game, huh? Yes, sir. This series tied up 93 wins apiece and a few ties, all right? That's been going on for a long, long time. And when I coached here, I remember the game in '95 when I was coaching Favre. He threw 5 touchdown passes, and we won the game. Reggie White wasn't supposed to play. Favre wasn't supposed to play. But you know what? They sucked it up and said, this is Bear Week, all right? It's Bear Week. We've got to have it. Here's a play. One of his 5 touchdown passes. Check this out. I just drew this. It's spread formation. You guys run spread formation a little bit?
We do.
All right? See this? Favre's under center. He didn't go in shotgun for 7 or 8 years in his career, all right? This is Edgar Bennett. He's the offensive coordinator here. And there's Robert Brooks, who replaced Sterling Sharp. So 2 jet is the projection right here. 2 jet, and he checks. 1, 2. All go. That means it seems. Packers still run this. They'll run it several times in this game, all right? All go, and he checks his protection, and he checks it down. That's 2 jet, all go, and we're going to fake a 40 right here to Edgar Bennett. Why? To get these linebackers to settle down just a little bit so we can get these seams, all right? If it's 3 deep, and that's what you want, 3 deep zone, oh, yeah. You're going to read that safety. He fakes, and he'll eyeball the safety. If he gets depth, width, or shows hips over there, he's going to shoot it in the seam over here, right? And this is what happened. Mark Carrier did this. Favre came back, and he shot it in there to Robert Brooks, who is now this guy's a pastor over there or in Phoenix. That's a heck of a job. I love that guy, all right? 2 jet, all go, fake, 40. Let's take a look at it. Right here. You see, there's the fake to Edgar Bennett, and he threw a frozen rope right here to Robert Brooks for one of his touchdowns. He's from South Carolina. Remember Sterling Sharp? He replaced him. They're both from South Carolina. And Mark Carrier hurt his leg on this play. And watch this. Now, the Lambeau Leap started in '93, didn't it? With Leroy Butler. All right, jump. But you know what? When you Lambeau Leap, you got to get out of the way. Brett Favre throws 5 touchdown passes. He had a bad ankle. He was doubtful the whole game, the whole week, didn't practice much. Reggie White, same thing. But you know what? They answered the bell, didn't they? And I got a picture in my office at home of both of these guys. They signed it for me, too, because this is the last year I coached for the Packers. And they said, I love you, man. You can see the scoreboard, 35-28. And today, Packers-Bears game, the series is knotted up, 93 wins each, all right? This is game 193. There's some ties. So it's going to matter of who is going to be good enough to win the greatest rivalry in the NFL, Packers-Bears.
Make sure to check out the NFL social platforms to weigh in on who you think will be the difference maker, presented by KFC. Play Football and USA Football aim to give kids a safe and rewarding experience on the field at all levels of youth football. High school players, we want to see your very best every week. Share your game highlights using the hashtag Let's Play Football, and the best of the best will make it into our top high school plays of the week. Here are the best high school plays from last
week. Desmond Batten of Penn Yan Academy in New York takes the trick return to the house. Gage Taylor of Ionia High School looking like OBJ with a ridiculous one-hand grab. Alex Stewart of North Posey High School in Indiana lashes the hops as he hurdles the defender. Gateway High School in Monroeville, PA with a hook and lateral that nearly ends in disaster before reaching the end zone. Noah Minotti of Lake Braddock Secondary School in Burt, Virginia will not be denied as he rolls over the defender and breaks through for a monster game.
Bad, but check out our high school flashback of the week. That is current Bears running back and former Gardendale Rocket, Jordan Howard. Howard rushed for 1,388 yards and 21 touchdowns as a senior in high school at Gardendale, Alabama, and he continues to do that for the Bears today. Steve Jones is our high school coach of the week. Jones is now in his 7th season as head of the Kimberly High School Papermakers and currently in the midst of the nation's longest active high school football winning streak with 61 straight victories. The Papermakers are winners of the last 4 Wisconsin State Championships. While recent natural disasters have impacted millions of people in the United States and Mexico, we recognize the significant impact of Hurricane Maria across Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. The entire NFL family, including players, teams, and fans, is committed to continuing to support the relief efforts. Visit redcross.org/NFL or text Red Cross to 90999 now to donate $10 to American Red Cross efforts for relief.
Coming up on TNF Game Day. He shrugged it off in the past. But does too much pressure rest on the shoulders of Aaron Rodgers this season?
Oh, what a throw by Aaron Rodgers.
After this happened at Soldier Field 4 days ago,
Jordan Howard left of the 10, turns upfield. He is in. A fade to black moment at Soldier Field.
Find out how the Bears' momentum will continue tonight at Lambeau. Plus, a bit of comic relief for one Packers defensive star.
Mike Daniels is having the game of his life.
Green Bay's biggest anime fan, unmasked, when TNF Gameday presented by KFC returns.
Hold up. You ready for some Thursday night football?
Yeah.
NFL Network. NFL Network.
Well, let's get it then.
PL.
Perfect, right? Football on a Thursday night, bright lights shining heavy. I see the NFL Network in sight. I mean, I can't think of nobody better if we're talking names. Who's better, man? Than Michael Irvin and Marshall Faulk from the Hall of Fame. And it's facts on facts on facts with Steve Mariucci on the set. I mean, who know the game like a 9-year NFL coaching vet? So when it's third and long, this show is more than a good call. The network for the NFL. Thursday night football, game time. Yeah.
Looking live at Lambeau Field, home to the Green Bay Packers now for 61 seasons. And tonight, the home of Thursday night football, it is the Bears and the Packers. Exactly 25 years ago today, the cover of Sports Illustrated proclaimed former Packers offensive lineman Tony Mandarich the NFL's incredible bust. But instead of a dead end, Mandarich's life after football has provided several surprising twists far from the spotlight he once occupied.
Spread the fingers. More cat-like, not cat ear, but spider ear with the fingers. Vincent and I are collaborating on the project that I'm doing, 7 Deadly Sins and 7 Cardinal Virtues.
I trust Tony completely. He's very astute and he knows what he wants, so there's an immediate rapport. Honestly, I never really talk with him about football because I think everybody else does. And so I'm trying to bridge something with my friend that has nothing to do with his past.
28 years ago, Tony Mandarich was a picture-perfect offensive line specimen. 6'6", 315 pounds.
Tackle Tony Mandarich, Michigan State.
He was chosen second overall in the 1989 NFL Draft by the Green Bay Packers. 3 years later, the player once touted as possibly the best offensive line prospect ever was out of football.
I was thorough. I burned all my bridges, you know, not just some of them. And steroids are the least of my concerns. 70, 80, 90 painkillers a day, coupled with alcohol for months. How do you survive that? Longer with the hands. I first started working in photography professionally in 2004. Your left hand move away a little. Good, right there, right there. I would say I'm a portrait photographer, conceptual, creative. My favorite is composites because you can create anything. So that's the original with the C-stand. I really like people. I like interacting with people. I love hearing what drives them because that's what I want to pull out of them for the portrait. I don't want an average shot. The second time we did this, right? What photography has done now for me is, in a very strong way, helped me see myself in other people. I'm fine with 99% of me today, maybe 98. But there's work to do. You know, I'll pull a little more shadow here. Today, it's a constant motivation to become better, whether it's photography or whether it's being a human being.
When you got it, you got it.
4 seasons after the Packers released him, a clean and sober Mandarich got a second chance with the Indianapolis Colts, where he played 3 productive seasons. While he isn't the first player to make the transition from one side of the lens to the other, given the circumstances of his career, he could be the most unlikely. And Marshall, I know you played with Tony in the late 90s in Indy. What a great story to see him coming along now after football.
That Sports Illustrated cover, I remember seeing Tony Mandarich. Man, I was like, oh my God, this guy is going to wreck the NFL. Best offensive lineman prospect ever. And then you see what happened to him. I got a chance to meet the man, a guy who, after all of that that stuff went down. He battled through everything. He wanted to just prove that he could play football and did a really good job at being an offensive guard in the NFL. But I think his main thing was just being a normal person. He didn't want all the hype. He didn't want any attention. He just wanted to be one of the guys.
And he's found peace. I mean, I spent time with him in the studio, and we sat around, and we've had great conversations about overcoming demons, you know, and you see this big guy that has just transitioned into doing photography that he loves doing, and he's good at it.
Yeah,
he's very good
at it. An artistic side, and I love hearing him say.
It's amazing to see that soft thing have that big thing, that big man, right.
I saw that side during football. I'm glad we got to see it tonight on that piece. Well, still to come, fans in Green Bay are getting ready for battle tonight between the Bears and the Packers. Coming up, how will Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen attack the Packers defense? But first, here's your TNF First Listen with Michael Jackson.
Dog Chow.
Everywhere I turn, no matter where I look.
Howard and Cohen, a two-man wrecking crew. The speed and quickness of Cohen. Breaks the tackle with the 50. Lunging right front corner. Big Daddy. And there you go. He picks up a bunch. Howard and Cohen. Wow.
On the next Tackle My Ride, Kyle Long helps transform one lucky fan's truck into the ultimate Windy City whip.
Look at this thing. Oh, my gosh.
Tackle My Ride, tomorrow at 8, only on NFL Network.
Sunday at 7, Des Bryant goes one-on-one with Michael Irvin as they discuss the Cowboys' big Monday night win and this weekend's showdown with the Rams.
Into the end zone, touchdown.
NFL Game Day morning, Sunday at 7, live on NFL Network.
Not at home for Thursday night football? No problem. Watch live primetime games with NFL Mobile, only from Verizon. We're about 2 hours to game time here at Lambeau Field, and the Bears quarterback Mike Glennon getting ready for the primetime game tonight. But Cynthia Freeland tells us that the running back duo of Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen are the keys for a Bears win tonight.
The Bears were able to pull off the upset over the Steelers on Sunday, thanks to their backfield tandem of Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen. If the Bears are going to upset the Packers, they'll need more of the same tonight. Last year, Jordan Howard was tied for second in the NFL with 30 rushes of 12 or more yards. The second-year back has kept it up this season, rushing for over 12 yards 6 times already, the second most in the NFL. Howard is able to accumulate so many long runs because he has an elite ability to avoid opposing tacklers. Last week, no back was more elusive, making defenders miss on 43% of his rushing attempts. Rookie Tariq Cohen has been targeted more than any other running back. Cohen is lined up as a wide receiver on about 30% of his snaps, resulting in the third most scrimmage yards per touch in the league for any running back. Howard and Cohen's combined production is the primary reason why the Bears are the only team in the NFL that has averaged more rushing yards per carry than total yards per play. For Chicago to come away with a win, my model suggests they need at least 20 first downs and at least 3 touchdowns to keep pace with this efficient Green Bay offense tonight.
Time for Courtyard's greatness on the road. And Marshall, I ask you, how do Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen match up with this Packers defense?
They match up very well. And when you look at these two guys, you saw what they could do in the air, but running the football is tough when you have a quarterback, when people dare you to run the football. You're going to see 8, 9-man boxes. You're going to see here Jordan Howard, immediate cutback. You see Ryan Shazier gets out of his gap on the backside. Front side, there's a guy there. You cut it back immediately. Don't waste any time. Outrun the defense in for a score. Tariq Cohen. Sometimes there's going to be guys in the backfield, and you just have to make a play. These guys are good at that. Guy in the backfield, you make a miss, make another guy miss, and before you know it, that's a negative play. They call that a plus-plus. You were about to lose yards. Now you not only gain those yards back, but you get yards on the other side. They have a great ability to make people miss in the backfield, and they're comfortable running with 8, 9 men in the box because they understand they're not going to get very good quarterback play. teams are going to crowd the box.
Right.
And you have to win if you want to run the football.
So when you say they match up well, that means they give them problems.
Yes.
They will give them problems. And let's be real. Each week, this defense was giving up more yards running, culminating in 141 in Cincinnati last week. They will need Aaron Rodgers to help them out with that run game by getting out early, throwing the ball around, and getting points to take the run game away and force Mike Glennon to win that game.
They want to use the clock tonight. They had it for 34 minutes against the Steelers, and they want to play smash mouth. These guys had 220 yards rushing against the Steelers. They kept Ben off the field. They'll want to do the same thing tonight with Aaron Rodgers. Not only were they the leading rushers, they were the leading wide receivers in this game. They count a lot on these two young running backs.
I would be such a problem on the Bears team right now. They threw 4 targets to wide receivers, only one catch for a wide receiver.
I'd say,
you don't want that for the first 15.
I tell you, keep blocking.
Keep blocking.
I'll tell you, the Packers defense certainly could use Mike Daniels. We don't know if he'll be active. We'll find that out in just a bit. Check out who's earned the title of Courtyard's greatest on-the-road player of the week every week, starting Monday morning at NFL.com/GOTR. Getting close to game time here at Lambeau Field. There's Aaron Rodgers warming up. He was the hero last week against Cincinnati. That 72-yard pass set up the overtime win. Can they win against the Bears tonight? It's Thursday Night Football.
TNF Game Day is brought to you by Wrangler. With new styles and great fits, Wrangler jeans are ready for anything. And by Bridgestone. Bridgestone tires are engineered for elite performance.
The only thing better than game highlights.
If you ball, you gonna get the call.
Our prime highlights.
It's game time. You've been balling.
Got some opportunities, and we hit them today.
Game day analysis.
Can he rise to the moment?
Meets primetime attitude.
I grew the curl because of Eric Dickerson. Keep battling, baby. Is that what you call Thanksgiving?
Man, I'm trying to eat.
Sky's the limit.
NFL Game Day Prime, Sunday at 11:30, live on NFL Network.
Kansas City locker room where Commissioner Pete Rozelle.
A lot written about this AFL NFL championship.
Inside these lines, we don't have to come from the same place to help each other reach the same destination.
No time to waste. Let's work.
Inside these lines, we may have our differences, but recognize there's more that unites us. Inside these lines, it's a game of inches. And there's no such thing as an easy yard when you're fighting to move forward. Inside these lines, we're not only defined by our victories, but by the way we handle our defeats. Inside these lines, we can bring out the best in each other and live united inside these lines.
Week 4 kicking off here at Lambeau Field, and there's Jordy Nelson getting ready after a dramatic win against the Bengals on Sunday. The Packers are 2-1 on the season. Along with these surprise teams last week, we saw the 2-1 Rams win in San Francisco on Thursday Night Football, while the Redskins won decisively against the Oakland Raiders. The Bills, Jaguars, Eagles, and Titans are also an impressive 2-1. And Michael, which surprise 2-1 team, and that means that they didn't make the playoffs a year ago. That would make them surprised. Which one of them will make the playoffs this year and be playing football in January?
Well, and I took this team in the preview show, and I talked about those Super M brothers. That's Super Mario and Super Murray. That's what I'm talking about. That boy that was running the football down in Tennessee. I had this team here to win the South. The way they're playing with Super Mario, throwing the ball all around, 5th-ranked offense in the league right now, and they do it on the ground better than anybody. Since last season, that running back duo has more yards than any running back duo in the NFL.
Yeah, well, I think the 2-1 Philadelphia Eagles will be a playoff team. 7-9 last year with a rookie quarterback. He's better this year. They're better this year. They've already beat the Redskins and the New York Giants. You add Alshon Jeffrey, Torrey Smith, and Lane Johnson. Man, this offense is poised to score a lot of points, and Jim Schwartz at defense, look out for the Eagles.
Call me Homer, and I don't care, but I said it early. These LA Rams, they are out to do some damage. Understand this offense is first in points per game, 7th in total, 6th on third down percentage, and second in the league, tied for second in the league on big plays. Todd Gurley, Jared Goff, and you have to understand, as explosive as they appear to be right now on offense, defensively it's coming with his Wade Phillips-led defense. We got Aaron Donald back in the fold. This defense is going to be better. This team is making the playoffs.
Are we still going to be friends after Sunday, Marshall? After my boys beat down on the Rams?
I see what colors you showed up in.
That's right. I showed up in Rams colors.
I see what colors you showed up
in. It's weird when I show up in the colors.
And we are getting close to football here at Lambeau Field. Aaron Rodgers and Mike Lennon, a tale of two quarterbacks exchanging pleasantries there at the 50-yard line. It won't be so pleasant as the Bears and the Packers square off. Coming up.
What a difference in quarterbacks.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day, and I'm feeling good. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good.
Good Morning Football, tomorrow at 7, only on NFL Network.
Aaron Rodgers and his 2-1 Packers getting ready to take on the Bears here at Lambeau Field. We will find out shortly if both his tackles are out for tonight's game. That's coming up. Well, when you think of fans of anime and manga, visions of teenage bookworms and glasses and middle-aged introverts are very likely to pop into your head. What's not is a trash-talking 300-pound world-class athlete who makes his living stopping the run and flattening quarterbacks. Then again, there's nothing ordinary about Packers defensive tackle Mike Daniels.
Hey everybody, my name is Mike Daniels. I play for the Green Bay Packers.
Mike Daniels is having the game of his life.
Right now we're here at Powers Comics in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and I'm here to give you guys some insight on my anime, manga, and comic book obsession. Also, we're gonna catch up with some of my friends. Come on, let's check it out. Let's do this thing. Let's do it, baby. Guys, who's ready to go on the tour today, huh? All right, good. No, we're not dabbing. The dabbing is like 0-9 sports.
How did you get into anime?
I got into anime when I was a small kid. My mom took me to my local comic book shop, gave me a VHS tape. It was a Dragon Ball episode. As soon as I turned it on, I said, oh my goodness, this is so different. It's amazing. I was hooked on anime ever since. So, as you guys know, I play football. Big, scary football player. I wanted to embarrass them, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing to like about these dudes. But I love comic books, I love anime, I love manga. But that's not what people would consider to be the coolest thing. It wasn't when I was growing up, it still isn't now. That's who I am. You're not gonna change me, you can't change me. This is what I love to do. It's always cool when you just be yourself. Because one day you're gonna grow up, and being yourself is the best thing you can do.
Another question. Do you cosplay?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Wow.
Does that look like me?
It's good.
Okay, so right now, we got some new releases today from the different comic book companies, and from what I'm told, there's a new character, like a new comic. So you guys stay here, and I'm gonna go get them.
All right. Yes, okay.
Diesel! Have you ever witnessed something so great in your life, young one?
No.
Great. That's all we got.
Oh, my God.
A member of the NFL's Top 100 for 2017, Daniels attended Comic-Con this past year as the well-known anime character. Am I saying this right? Is it Naruto? I don't know anime.
Comic in San Diego. Marshall goes to that all the time.
Mooch, we don't know if Mike Daniels is even going to be playing tonight. We're waiting for the actives and inactives, but how important is he to this Packers defense?
Amber, 10 or 15 minutes from now, we're going to get that report, and boy, do they need him back, because they've got to have him inside in that front seven to stop the run, because the Bears are going to run the ball maybe 35, 40 times tonight. So Mike Daniels, along with a couple other linebackers, Nick Perry and Ryan, have to come back healthy to stop this Bears rushing game.
Gotta have a new uniform.
Yeah.
He's going to wear the Naruto uniform.
They're not showing up in that Naruto
uniform. And somebody will need to stop Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb, both expected to play tonight. Good news for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers as they look to go 3-1 here against the Bears on Thursday Night Football.
I need that superhero stuff.
Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears. It's Thursday night, man. Hey, yeah. No need for talking, time to play. The rivalry between Chicago and Green Bay. The Packers led by Aaron Rodgers, what's more to say? Defense in front of Jordy Nelson, get out the way. Just get out the way, man. Jordan Howard, he trucking everything, no matter where he going. Need a TD, let the rookie pound it through. Tariq Cohen, no joking, we ballin' right now, not after. Lit from the turf to the rafters. Thursday, that's all that can matter between the Bears and the Packers. Oh yeah.
Super Bowl champions in a primetime showdown.
Let's go!
It's Patriots. It's Bucks. When it's on, it's on.
He is the real deal.
Tom Brady and the Pats playmakers are on the attack.
And it's caught for a touchdown.
But Jameis Winston has Tampa fired up and ready to shine.
Feel it in the atmosphere.
Patriots, Bucks, Thursday Night Football. When it's on, it's on. Next Thursday at 8 on NFL Network, CBS, and streaming on Amazon Prime Video.
Historic Lambeau Field first opened in its doors in 1957, and here we are in 2017. Thursday Night Football, it is the Bears and the Packers.
Familiarity breeds contempt. 96 years breeds a feud that defines the history of this game. A storied franchise finding its identity.
There you go. Victors over the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers.
And a perennial power finding its rhythm.
Mason Crosby delivers the dagger.
Tonight, they clash on the game's most iconic gridiron. Bears, Packers. Welcome to TNF Game Day, presented by KFC.
Mike Clennon and the Chicago Bears, 1-2, coming into Lambeau Field. The $45 million man, most of his production has come from his running backs, Tariq Cohen and Jordan Howard. Certainly will be interesting to watch tonight as they take on the Packers defense and that Packers offense. Aaron Rodgers, he's had 300-plus passing yards in each of his 3 games. Slow starts in the first half. Will he be able to get out to a fast start against the Chicago Bears as the Packers are 2-1? And here we are right in front of historic Lambeau Field. You see the curly Lambeau and the Vince Lombardi statues. They have the leap statue, which Steve Mariucci has done once in his career. Welcome, everybody, to the NFL Media Cruiser. I'm Amber Theo Harris, along with
Can't
my
do the leap anymore.
You're right, I did that.
Can't do the leap with assistance.
Marshall Faulk and Michael Irvin. He did have a bench, by the way. He had a stool. I had to call him out on that one. When I did it, I did not have a bench, but they do catch you and they do pull you up.
I need proof, Amber.
If you fall short, they will pull you up. I don't know about you, though, Mooch. Well, you not only spent 4 years here in Green Bay as a quarterback coach in the 90s. This is your home. He was hanging with the quarterbacks here back in the 60s.
How do we know that's you? That's the back of your head.
Because I'm 9 years old. That's my sister Donna on the left, and that's Bart Starr.
That's the back of your head. We don't know that's you.
And that's my little Kiwanis baseball hat. Yes, that's me.
Great, man.
That is the real Mini Mooch, and this is the bigger Mooch. He was the quarterback's coach from 1992 to 1995. Detmer, Brunel. He also coached a guy named Brett Favre, who turned out to have a pretty good career after you were there for his debut season in 1992. Now, this is the oldest rivalry in the game. It's so much fun to be out here right now. But do you like the way you looked in those old pictures? I mean, that was a long time ago.
Where are you going with this?
I don't know. Just trying to have a look.
I've been lifting a lot of weights, okay?
Yeah, getting a little bit bigger there on that one. The oldest rivalry, as I said, the Bears and the Packers. It is a renewed rivalry tonight for the 195th time. For the first 70 years, the Bears had a decisive edge over Green Bay, but that was before a couple of Hall of Fame quarterbacks made their way to Wisconsin. Brett Favre dominating the rivalry during his time in Green Bay, and Aaron Rodgers has continued the Packers' dominating run as the Packers look to take the lead in the rivalry tonight for the first time since 1932. That is amazing. 94, 94, and 6. This is an evenly split rivalry. And, Mooch, we have seen Aaron Rodgers carry the load of this offense for the first 3 games. Are the Packers asking him to do too much?
You know, no, they're not. When you have a great quarterback, you ask the world of that guy. He carries this team on his shoulders. It hasn't been easy. They've been without a lot of their starters, but they're going to get Randall Cobb back tonight. So, Mike, he should have a good complement of wide receivers. The only concern that I have is the running game, because they have Ty Montgomery, who's doing a heck of a job, converted from wide receiver, a Stanford guy, and he had 12 carries, 35 yards. But after that, it's 3 rookies. They don't run the ball very often, and they don't run it, all that well all the time. They don't establish the ground game like they do the passing game. That's the only concern. So I see them throwing the ball quickly tonight. Put Aaron in shotgun, throw the ball out there, get it out quickly, because we don't know what their situation will be up front with their offensive tackles.
Well, let's find out who they will have. We do know the inactives, and the actives are in right now as Tracy Wolfson is getting ready to do the broadcast for CBS with Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. Let's send it down to the field for Tracy.
Well, thanks a lot, Amber. You were talking about Aaron Rodgers sacked 13 times in the first 3 games, and you're talking about the inactives. Well, 2 of those inactives, Brian Bulaga and David Bakhtiari, they're 2 starting tackles out for this game. And remember, there are 3 backup tackles, all on IR. So a big concern there. Randall Cobb, as you mentioned, Mariucci, is active for this game. So, of course, Aaron Rodgers gets one of his weapons back. Defensively, he will have his playmaker, Nick Perry, back. He had hand surgery. He will play with the club on that hand, but no Mike Daniels for this Packers defense, and cornerback Devon House also out. And remember, this team is coming off of an overtime game in 90-degree weather on Sunday. A quick turnaround, depth, a big concern for the Packers. Amber?
Thanks, Tracy. The Bears also coming off an overtime win in 80-degree weather as well, so it's even on that plane. But bad news for the Packers. Marshall, it couldn't be a worst-case scenario for Aaron Rodgers to be missing both his tackles.
Not at all. Mooch, you just asked the question. Are we asking Aaron Rodgers to do too much? I mean, tonight we're going to ask Aaron Rodgers to do a whole lot, and no such thing as too much. This is not good for this team. You saw the tape. They're struggling to run the football. They're struggling to protect their quarterback. Most sacked guy in the league so far.
Which trips me out.
Right. But somehow, some way, they are finding ways to win football. I think more than those 2 tackles is Mike Daniels being out, because you have a team coming in that is dedicated to running the football, not with just 1 running back. Chicago Bears, they have 2 running backs that they're going to continue to pound you away. You heard about the overtime. I want to see if this game starts to wear on the Green Bay Packers in their defense.
You say somehow, some way they win. No, it's not somehow, some way. It is the gift right there that you're looking at that they win. And it blows my mind that he's the most sacked guy in the NFL, because he gets out of so many sacks during the game. Can you imagine if he didn't have the gifts that he had to extend plays, to move around and make plays, what kind of sack number he would have on his back, it's incredible. So, no, they're not asking him to do too much, Marshall. They don't ask. He just has to do it anyway in order for this team to win.
Well, guys, I'm looking at their depth chart, man. And
keep looking.
Yeah, because
I think the names that are going to play are not on there.
The one name, Early John, get this. Now, they signed a guy off the Cardinals practice squad. Now, the Cardinals have a different snap count. They have a different system on offense, the whole thing. This kid named Ehrlich John might end up playing tonight. They might have to move a guard. I don't know what they're going to do with Justin McCray. Are they going to move Lane Taylor out to tackle?
This is crazy.
Boy, this is kind of crazy,
This is crazy in the NFL at this level to be talking about I signed somebody off the practice squad. He's going to start at tackle and protect me.
No. Somebody else's practice squad.
It's not even your practice squad. This is absolutely crazy.
If Aaron Rodgers can win this game, man, just put him right up on top for the MVP.
Well, Michael, if there was one thing that the Packers defense has to do tonight, that is stop the run against a very strong Bears attack, and Mike Daniels is out. What does that mean for the Packers defense?
Well, and that for me, I don't think it's possible for them to stop the running Bears that we watched last week run through the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I thought, man, we never used to see teams run through the Pittsburgh Steelers like this. And it was amazing to watch this kid run. And I know he'll be doing the same thing tonight. That puts more pressure back on Aaron Rodgers because he needs that offense to help that defense. You're not going to be able to physically stop it. You have to stop it on the scoreboard by scoring early.
Amber, one problem for Dom Capers here. You got a young back end, and now you're missing two linebackers, and you're missing a defensive tackle.
The linebackers are an issue as well.
You cannot compromise anything, the back end or the front end, to try to stop the Bears.
Well, we know what the Bears are going to do. The game plan is pretty simple for them, and it's handed off to those two young backs. Let's see if the Packers can stop them. For more on the Bears defense, let's send it back into the field, Lambeau Field, where we find Deion Sanders and Coach Cowher.
All right, Coach, you take this one.
Well, okay, how does the Chicago Bears stop the Green Bay Packers? I'm going to say the first thing, it starts on the offensive side of the ball.
Right.
Control the line of scrimmage with your running game. Shorten this game by running the football, controlling the line of scrimmage, and keeping Aaron Rodgers
That's
off
the easiest
field.
thing to say, Coach.
Okay.
Everybody says we're going to keep Aaron Rodgers off the field, but is it that easy? They're going to go quick passing game. They're going to try to run the ball as well because they're depleted as well. You asking a prolific quarterback, one of our best quarterbacks our game would ever see, playing with the backup who backs up the backup at tackle.
And I'll tell you the biggest key, tackling. Because there's going to be a lot of short passes that's going to be thrown to these guys with Randall Cobb. You're going to sit there and talk about Jordy Nelson. You got Ty Montgomery out of the backfield. The ability to tackle and keep it to third downs, and they're going to have to win the situational football, which is winning on third down and keeping them out of the end zone, holding them to field goals, and not letting them score touchdowns. Shorten this game, Prime.
It's easy to say, but it's not easy to do. You got a guy named Jordy Nelson, who I think is one of the profound, prolific receivers in this game, and he can get vertical. And you got to get that ball to him. Randall Cobb as well. And they can run the football. Coach, I know it seems as though the Packers have no commitment to the run because of the tackles and the disparity of the offensive line, but they can run the football if they dedicate themselves to it.
Well, that's one thing I'll say about Chicago. If I was them, if I'm sitting here, John Fox, right now, I know what Green Bay's doing. They're going to bring two safeties up. I got to take some shots deep in this game now, take some chances to get the lead, because the one thing the Chicago Bears cannot afford to do is fall behind in this football game. They are not built that way, but you keep that game close, as we saw last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a tough football game and a tough football team to play in the fourth quarter if it's close.
And one thing the Packers have been lacking, they've been outscored 48-14 in the first half, and that's alarming. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, gentlemen. This man is certain to be a focus of the Bears secondary. Randall Cobb is active after missing week 3 with the chest injury. He will play tonight. Good news for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers passing attack. Playing against the experts in the weekly Pick'em game presented by Lexus. Go to NFL.com/Pick'em and see if you know more than the pros.
Coming up on TNF Gameday.
The Chicago Bears select Mitchell Trubisky.
They traded up and took him number 2 overall. So when should Chicago make its future franchise quarterback the starter? Meanwhile, Green Bay's starting signal caller is starting to heat up.
Wide open, Jordy Nelson.
Will Aaron Rodgers torch the Chicago defense to take control in the NFC North?
All eyes on me.
That's all ahead on TNF Gameday, presented by KFC.
All eyes on me.
In my business, there is only one place, and that's to be a winner.
All you got to do is want it as much as we know we want it.
We're going to be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party. I like this kind of party, baby. Woo! You love it. He's leading playing for it.
Great and longest heated rivalry in the NFL and the best in sports.
Pump and go for Antonio Freeman.
Touchdown! The legend continues. For the first time since 1933, the Bears and Packers rivalry is tied.
What a history it has been, and tonight we revisit it here at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Thursday night football between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. And boy, did the Bears have a busy offseason when it came to quarterbacks. They signed Mike Glennon away from the Buccaneers in free agency before trading up for Mitchell Trubisky on draft night. Now, Trubisky was inducted into the preseason Hall of Fame after a couple of good showings. But it's still Glennon's job, and despite mixed results this season, he will be starting tonight. But I have to ask you, Mooch, when will the Bears switch signal callers? When is it Trubisky time in Chicago?
Okay. Several things have to happen in my mind, Mike. First of all, Mitchell Trubisky has to be ready to do this, okay? Now, he played well in the preseason against backups, fine, but he's got to be ready to succeed and play well. Number two, Mike Glennon has got to probably flop. He just beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. If he can find a way to beat the Packers, you think they're going to bench this guy? I don't think so. And then the other thing is...
Howard beat the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, you know what? Somebody had to hand the ball off to him. And then if they're out of the playoffs, maybe you make a change. But right now, they've got money invested in the guy that's got over 20 starts in this league. And here's the thing. I talked to Mitchell Trubisky. I said, how you doing over there? And he said, Mike Glennon has been very good to me, helping me learn this offense, helping me learn defense.
Right.
The whole
Sounds
thing
like a backup, Mooch.
They're doing it the right
like
way.
somebody that needs a hat and a clipboard on the sideline to me. That's what it is. And especially...
That's an expensive backup. That's an expensive backup.
You pay $45 million, but get his butt on the sideline. You ask me, when should they start Trubisky? I said yesterday, last week, last month. They're already late. Put the kid out and let him grow with this young squad, man. This kid looks spectacular in the preseason. I'm not talking about just good. This kid looks spectacular, and it's something to grow with. We can look at the recent success of young quarterbacks, Dak Prescott. We can look at what the kid's doing in Houston now. I call Michael Jordan, Deshaun Watson, how well he's playing. I'm saying put this kid out. One catch for 9 yards for the wide receivers last year. If I'm on this football team, I'm in the locker room being a problem, talking about, we got to get Trubisky in the game, man. I'm being the problem. I'm telling you.
Although I believe McGlennon is not the future, Trubisky is going to play. He's McGlennon. He is going to play. I don't think right now. Just listen to this. The kid hasn't played. Mitchell Trubisky hasn't played a lot of football. In 04, 9 games, he attempted 78 passes. In 15, 9 games, 47 passes. All of a sudden in 2016, he plays 13 games, attempts 447 passes. That's not a lot of football. Right. He hasn't seen a lot. And I know you want them to put him in there and allow him to grow. The teams you were talking about, the Houston, the Dallas, and now the Rams, they have things around him.
They got good defense. They got good defense.
You
but
put him out there.
Game he has right now in Chicago,
that running game is there because McGlennon can still do some things with throwing the football. Okay. And why they have McGlennon, just so you know, anytime you have a quarterback that wants to run the football, you got to have a decent backup behind him because he's one play away. Right. McGlennon is going to be here for a minute.
But to that, they can use that to assist him. First of all, him not playing many games, that may be good because he don't know how scared he should be. Second of all, now did you see the read option? You start putting that in with a great run game like this. This kid has a skill set that Glennon does not have. He cannot run outside the pocket. I watched that Prescott score with you last week.
You are not running read option with the quarterback until he shows you he can throw the ball down the football.
Let me give you guys a statistic.
More ways
Michael, the last 50 games that the Bears and Packers have played, played, the Packers have started 2 quarterbacks, Favre and Rodgers. The Bears have started 17.
Right.
That would be, Trubisky would be number 18.
And
it's a revolving door, man.
And it's going to be an 18, so let's get to it right now. Well, he could be your guy forever.
Yeah.
Because you know that he's not going to be here forever.
Well, let's take a look at next-gen stats over here with McGlennon, as you say. Next-gen stats presented by Amazon Prime. Here's where we throw the ball. These are just completions. There's that one completion down the field, 1 out of 4. They don't try to throw the ball down the field. They check it down. They throw quick game. They throw screens. They've got to control high percentage passing with the play action, and these 2 young running backs have been really good. They need to throw to Kendall Wright down the field a little bit more often, right?
And Green Bay's going to stack everybody. Green Bay's going, Mom, Dad, Aunt, nephew, come on down right on the line of scrimmage and help us stop this run game tonight.
And that's how you pop long runs. That is exactly how you pop long runs.
Okay, we'll see.
Mike Glennon, or McGlennon, as we call him, not pushing the ball downfield. As for one of the best in the league at getting the ball down the field, Aaron Rodgers is fearless.
The gift.
I've already hit the...
Rodgers in a shotgun, looks, throws the end zone. Touchdown! Rodgers rolls the pocket right. Looks, throws end zone, wide open. Touchdown, Green Bay. Diving grab, touchdown! Oh, what a throw by Aaron Rodgers to beat Greg Kirkpatrick. Got him off sides. Down the field. He's open, wide open. Rodgers knows. Think we just got this one.
Well, Aaron Rodgers' record against just about everyone is pretty good, including the Bears. Twice as many touchdowns than games played. These teams have played once or twice in prime time, not much an impact on Rodgers' numbers, 20 touchdowns in 9 games. But the win-loss record, not quite as impressive. All 4 of Rodgers' losses against the Bears in his career have come at night. And it's time to talk about who is in the comfort zone, presented by Wrangler and Mooch. Tell me, what is Aaron Rodgers' game plan against the Chicago Bears?
Okay, guys, Aaron Rodgers is the best in the National Football League with his snap count, all right? He will create defensive penalties and take a shot. This is like an audible. Look at this is against Seattle in the opener, okay? It's 3rd and 2. They're in the huddle. He goes, oh, guys, hey, they're substituting right here. Here comes somebody's leaving. They have a little quick audible saying something like, I won't give all the secrets out. Hey, guys, radar, hurry up, let's go, let's get him. And he's going to snap the ball, get lined up, and everybody's going to run all go. You see the substitution right there? They hurry up on the line of scrimmage, and he snaps the ball with that guy. He hasn't left the field yet. This is 12 men on the field. He creates this all the time. And we're going all go. 4 verticals, all right? And take a shot. Because it's a free play, people. It's a free play. Jordy Nelson, touchdown against cover 2. All right, now, then he'll hard count. He does this very well. Watch the motion. He'll have a double cadence, sometimes a triple cadence. He gets him. That's Lawson right there. And the center is in tune to this. If he jumps, he's going to snap it. Again, everybody takes off and runs all go. This is a sight adjustment right here. All right? And he'll pop it up. This is in overtime last week against the Bengals. Shoot it down the field to Geronimo Allison. This actually sets up the game-winning field goal, and it's on a hard count. This guy's the best in the business. He's been doing this for years. Nobody does it better. He's got 3 times as many touchdowns than anybody else in the league on free plays.
I was just sitting there thinking, man, he is the gift, and he's incredible. This might be Trubisky's best chance to get on the field. What? But, let me tell you what. You don't know how ugly your girlfriend is until you get around your partner and see his beautiful woman. Now, this man here is a beautiful quarterback. And Glennon, they're going to say, let us put Trubisky in and get somebody else in that looks a little bit better. He has a skill set like Aaron Rodgers. This dude throws from any platform, anywhere on the football field, and he buys time. He's incredible, man. He may be Trubisky's best chance tonight.
I think you have to shorten this game if you're Aaron Rodgers. I believe teams that run the ball as well as the Chicago Bears do, they have problems stopping the run. So you have to try to establish your running game, get the ball out of your hands quick. You cannot be back there. And Mooch, as much as I love his hard count, you got an offensive lineman who was in
Arizona.
In Arizona.
You might jump.
You know how many times he's going to jump when he hit that right now? Do you know how many times he's going to jump? That will work to their advantage. The Bears will be daring him to hard count tonight.
You're right.
Man, but this is an Aaron Rodgers game. We marvel over the things that he does with so little. Now, backup tackles, short week, after an overtime win. Can he pull it out again?
and you'll watch him use all the skill set, all the gifts that he has on the outside. We always talk about Jordy Nelson, but I guarantee you, this guy Davante Adams, who's playing some great football right now, he will use him wisely. I just love it, man. And he hits you anywhere on the football field. He's one of the receivers that can play all over the football field and still get fast enough to get deep. A big guy, big catch radius right there. Nobody's better in the world than Aaron Rodgers at getting his receivers involved.
Yeah, and Davante Adams, now remember in college at Fresno State, he was Derek Carr's wide receiver over there, and that was a heck of a combination. He goes from Derek Carr to Aaron Rodgers. Wow.
And come to right, left Super Mario and got Mike Lennon.
And he had a huge night on Thursday Night Football last year with 132 yards, 13 receptions, and 2 touchdowns. I was there at that game, a big coming out party for Davante Adams. So the Green Bay Packers looking to get out to an early start against the Chicago Bears. Keep it right here.
We're going to get to the pass, come to right.
Thursday night kickoff.
We're going to get you something, buddy. Keep working. Keep working. Soon as Trubisky get in the game, we're going to get you something.
Well, you're going to get Randall Cobb back, too, fellas. He didn't play in that last overtime hot game, 90 degrees. So Randall Cobb now is going to come on back with Jordy Nelson, Davante Adams, Geronimo Ellison. This is one heck of a receiving core. They had to throw it every down. That's what they had to do. Go empty. Ty Montgomery, put him out there. Let's just wing it, Marshall.
2 new tackles. Just wing it.
Just wing it.
What's wrong with you?
3-step drops.
The dude was in a whole nother city yesterday.
Forget the hard count.
There's Jordy.
Oh, my God.
Getting ready for action. All right. Keep it right here as Thursday Night Kickoff, presented by Gillette, is next with James Brown, Bill Cowher, and Deion Sanders taking you right up to kickoff of the Bears.
TNF Game Day is presented by KFC's Nashville Hot and Honey Mustard Barbecue Georgia Gold, and brought to you by Amazon Prime.
Howdy, folks. I'm here to tell you about KFC's Honey Mustard Barbecue Georgia Gold.
No, tell them about Nashville Hot.
Who said that? Georgia Gold. Nashville Hot. Try both delicious flavors that
Can you believe this? It is caught for the win! And for all for Sergio.
Justin Thomas, PGA champion.
Touchdown, Alabama. North Carolina. They're not going to be denied this time.
Tonight, the NFL's oldest rivalry is renewed. From the hallowed ground of Lambeau Field in the great state of Wisconsin, it's the Green Bay Packers hosting the Chicago Bears on Thursday Night Football.
NFL Thursday Night Kickoff, presented by Gillette. And here's your host, James Brown.
One of the best pregame scenes in the NFL is right here in Green Bay, where brats are a pregame tradition as the faithful, and I mean faithful, are getting ready for Thursday Night Football. Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers, now in his 13th season in the league, notched his first ever overtime win on Sunday against the Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Bears, quarterback Mike Glennon registered his first win of the season on Sunday against the Steelers. With rookie backup Mitchell Trubisky waiting in the wings, Glennon knows there is pressure to continue to play well tonight. And good evening, everyone, from historic Lambeau Field as we welcome you back to our CBS NFL Network partnership of Thursday Night Football. Time now to check in with our experts, and they will be winning coach of Super Bowl 40. That would be Bill Cowher, and the Hall of Famer, Deion Sanders.
Thanks, JB. You know, for Prime, when you think about Mike McCarthy tonight, he's got a quarterback in Aaron Rodgers who's been sacked 13 times.
Wow.
And tonight he goes without having both offensive tackles. They are not going to be in the game, a revamped offensive line. So what do? You go no huddle, throw the ball quick, and you run the football. Ty Montgomery is his running back. 3 rookies behind him. He needs to find out about them. And for Dom Capers, you're going against probably thunder and lightning, one of the best 1-2 running back combos in the National Football League, that being Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen. You see what they did last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers, a top-notch defense, a total of 266 total yards, a big challenge for Dom, and a chance for Chicago tonight to get maybe a win here.
These two guys are averaging over 5 yards a carry. They are really good. And when you think about the defense for the Green Bay Packers, these guys have given up 48-14 in the first half. So they're really not that good. And guess what, guys? They're going to try to run the ball, and they're going to run the ball effectively to try to control the clock. But you have Aaron Rodgers. That's the only thing I came to see. You have Aaron Rodgers on the other side. We could talk defense of the Green Bay Packers, but it comes down to Aaron Rodgers, and when he gets the ball in his hand, he virtually has no running game. He's playing behind the backup who backs up the backup. He's playing offensive tackle for him. But nevertheless, he seems to get it done.
He will get it done. And what you have is a contrast of offensive styles. You have the running game, the impose yourself will of the Chicago Bears, and against a wide open, they swing it all day long of Aaron Rodgers. Again, from this game right here, if Chicago can keep this game close, you get into the fourth quarter, it plays right into their hands. A team like they did last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers, they get comfortable as the game stays closer.
7 opposing teams been in the red zone 7 times, and they've come away with points. Over to you, Amber.
All right, Dan, well, we do know that the Bears will try to pound the ball. And Marshall, how do Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen match up with that Packers defense?
I think they match up very well. When you think you're getting 2 linebackers back who was suffering from injuries, you're missing your best defensive tackle and Mike Daniels. And Dom Capers, he can't compromise the back end because they're young by putting the safety in the box to run the football. I say that they run the football, that being the Bears very good tonight.
They ran the ball for 220 yards against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's not easy to do, and they'll try to control the clock. 34 minutes last week. They want to keep Aaron Rodgers over there on the bench, pound the ball with a fullback, 2 tight ends, and 3 tight ends, Mike.
We've been here all day, and we haven't mentioned Clay Matthews. This was the game that we would be talking about him all the time. I'm ready for Clay Matthews to come out of the witness protection program and get back on the football field and do things tonight.
All right, and the Packers defense without Mike Daniels to help stop that run tonight. Let's go back to you, James Brown.
All right, Amber, thank you so much. And on Sunday, we saw the Packers players link arms in solidarity for the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner prior to their game against the Cincinnati Bengals. It was one example of the league-wide response to President Trump's comments calling for NFL owners to fire players for kneeling during the national anthem. Tonight, the Packers players are asking fans to join their demonstration, saying in a statement, in part, quote, "Join us this Thursday by locking arms with whoever you're with, stranger or loved one, wherever you are, intertwined and included in this moment of unification." And we'll show you the national anthem live tonight before kickoff as we come back to Lambeau with more in a moment.
NFL Thursday Night Kickoff is sponsored by Gillette, the best a man can get. And by Domino's. Order online at Domino's.com.
On Sunday, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers defeated the Cincinnati Bengals, giving him a victory over every NFL squad except, well, of course, his own Green Bay Packers. Rodgers made some unbelievable throws on a game-tying drive, including a thread-the-needle 3-yard strike to Jordy Nelson. No doubting his greatness, but the question is, how does Rodgers stack up against the NFL's immortals?
Are you ready? Because I'm about to drop some knowledge that's going to make Matt Damon cry. Here comes the truth. Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback in NFL history. That's right, NFL history. That's modern history, ancient history, and yeah, even Greek history. He's better than this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, that guy, yeah, even that guy. And yes, dare I say it, he's even better than this guy. And when I'm done showing you why, everyone will agree. Well, except maybe these guys. Now let's put them side by side with arguably the second best ever quarterback in NFL history and give you the facts. The fastest ever to 300 touchdowns, Aaron Rodgers. Way faster than TB12. How about touchdown to interception ratio? This one's not even close. Rodgers 4-to-1 is incredible. Completion percentage? Yeah, again, Rodgers is the man. On the run, those numbers don't lie. And what about taking it to the house? Aaron's been there, done that 25 times. And who do you think dominates in QB rating? Did you just say Tom Brady? Wrong. It's Aaron Rodgers. Now, I know Brady's got 5 rings, but he also had Belichick, Gronk, Edelman, and Pete Carroll. Ain't that right, Marshawn? Yeah. Plus, he did lose 2 Super Bowls. As for Aaron Rodgers, he never lost in the big game. And in the final seconds, there's no one better at delivering on a Hail Mary. Those are the facts. Now, can I get an amen?
We'll find out if we get an amen, because statistically, Rodgers is the greatest of all time. So, Dion, does that mean it's case closed?
You see, I got statistics to back up Tom Brady as well. Can you put them up there on the board for me so I can show these people? Tom Brady not only wins games, but he wins rings. He's been to the Super Bowl, coach, 7 times. Does that count for anything? How do we measure a quarterback?
Well, here's
by wins in Super Bowls.
I measure it by that last stat right there. It's called comeback wins. When you look at the situation, and here's your wins right there. But one thing is, who do you want with the ball in your hands at the end of a game? And I think, as you just talked about, whether you're winning a game or giving the ball in the fourth quarter, Tom Brady's the guy you want, particularly in the postseason. No question about it, Prime.
So you agreeing with me, Coach?
I agree with you. I think Peyton Manning, I will say this about him. What he did is revolutionized the game. He did a lot of things at the line of scrimmage that no one has done in today's game. But talk about extending a play. Is there anybody in the world better in the league than right now this man right here in terms of extending a play?
I got to give a special mention to Joe Montana and Dan Marino.
Yeah.
As well as my former teammate Troy Aikman and Steve Young.
And I got to tell you, we saw this here. One thing about Aaron Rodgers, does anybody throw a better Hail Mary at the end of a game?
Not at all.
At the end of the game, this guy is special, extending a play special, a unique individual, and a great leader on his football team. He'll need it tonight, extending plays, playing with backup offensive tackles.
You want to throw slinging Sammy Ball in there?
No, I didn't play with Sammy.
Johnny Unitas, okay. Hey, and next week, we'll all witness the greatness of Tom Brady, who Dion just mentioned, on Thursday Night Football when the Patriots travel to Tampa to take on Jameis Winston and the Buccaneers. Hey, by the way, I don't want the Trubisky family to get upset.
It's Mitch.
Okay,
yeah,
thank you very much. I just got a call from him.
He's from North Carolina.
Much more from historic Lambeau Field after this.
Touchdown, Jordy Nelson. Wow, boy, what an exciting football player he is.
I do what it takes.
And welcome back to Lambeau Field. Folks, week 3 produced some of the most exciting games of this early season. Much of that excitement came from some new faces. And here are a few of last week's razor-sharp rookies presented by Gillette.
61 yards. Hold your breath.
Kind of ball blurred to me. Felt really good off the foot and just thankful it stayed right there.
It's one! And the Eagles win! Dalvin Cook, this spectacular rookie, blink for the end zone. Touchdown!
Defense going to throw jabs and punches at you. You got to just keep jabbing at them.
Hold on to your hats. He's done it again. Holy Toledo. Kareem Hunt.
It's just a great feeling being able to end the game like that in this walk-off touchdown.
Only Kevin Harlan. And folks, tonight's game features some top rookie talent to keep an eye on. Running back Tariq Cohen has proven himself to be a force in the Bears' backfield. And even though he's sharing the load with second-year tailback Jordan Howard, Cohen racked up over 100 yards of total offense in Sunday's win over the Steelers. Another Bears rookie tight end, Adam Shaheen, already a fan favorite, partly because of his stature, 6'6", 270 pounds. He caught his first career NFL touchdown on Sunday. And for the former Division II standout, his path to the league started off in the most amazing and touching way that will forever link him to an inspirational 18-year-old Bears superfan.
All right, can you get the ponchos and please? And don't forget the napkins.
Dear 7-year-old Kate, right now you're watching your beloved Chicago Bears lose the Super Bowl to the Colts. You had the better team, but they had Peyton Manning. At least you have mom's cookies. Your entire family are Bears fans. So today is obviously rough. But I'm here to tell you that it's going to be okay. And if you can believe it, in a few years, the Bears will be rooting for you. But you're just a gymnast from Rockford, Illinois. What makes you so special?
Can you take this out of the car? Mom's car.
Other girls your age are being dragged to piano lessons, but not you. You're at the gym. Because you love gymnastics, and you're good too. I'd tell you to slow down, but we both know that's not your style. But you will slow down. A lot. You'll feel tired and achy. Something isn't right. And then a blood test will reveal you have acute myeloid leukemia. In just a few hours, you've gone from the gym to the hospital.
It's time to go.
Time. Days later, you will be in chemotherapy. You never flinch. But complications force doctors to amputate your left leg. You never complain. Again, not your style. 24 hours after your surgery, you'll begin to walk. In a few months, you'll be running. No quitting. Classic Kate. But the fight isn't over. 2 years later, your cancer will return. You'll go to St. Jude for a second bone marrow transplant, and they do everything they can to help you. You have one thought on your mind. What about gymnastics? And 1 year after losing your leg, guess where you ended up? Back in the gym. Big surprise. You refuse to let cancer change who you are. You're a gymnast.
Yeah, that was really good. Okay, sweet.
You're a coach.
Yeah,
and you're a speaker.
Say good luck to all of you. Got this.
For the hospital that saved your life, St. Jude. People will draw strength from your story. Videos of you go viral. And then, out of the blue, the strangest thing happens. A certain football team wants to say hello.
Looking forward to seeing the most play today.
Your beloved Bears.
I want to see, of course, Adam Shaheen.
Turns out, they were inspired by you too.
With me tonight to announce Chicago's pick is Kate Foster.
They invite you to announce their second-round pick at the NFL Draft. Yes, you.
In the 2017 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Adam Shaheen.
And they invite your entire family to the home opener at Soldier Field. You've been a fan of the Bears your entire life.
This is right here. 87.
But right now, they are fans of you.
Hi there.
And boy, is your family proud. You are now 18 years old. You're a student at your dream school, UNC. Rocking your favorite color. Still coaching gymnastics. And stronger than ever. You might think you're just a gymnast from Rockford, but give it a few years. You've got quite a story to tell.
Wow, and this, when we watched this today in the production meeting, it was a silence that overcame the whole room. And Coach, in this turbulent time that we're living, where we're barraged with a series of decisions, but we seem as a country to continuously make the wrong decision. This girl, this woman gives us hope. You know why? Because she didn't have a choice. But the only choice that she had was the way she responded.
You know what, Prime? CBS went down there a year ago, and JB, you were with us, and St. Jude's does a tremendous job of creating an atmosphere of love and hope. To see these young men and women, and the courage and the strength and spirit that they show is so inspiring.
God bless Kate, and she is a Hall of Famer in the game of life. No question about it. Hey, many thanks to Pete Radovich and Dave Anarella for putting that awesome story together. And, you know, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and as this month comes to a close, we here at CBS Sports are extremely proud of our partnership with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and the incredible advances they are making to end childhood cancer. Back with more from here in Green Bay after this.
NFL Thursday Night Kickoff is sponsored by Puffs Plus Lotion. A nose in need deserves puffs indeed. Progressive Insurance, handing off big savings to you. And by FedEx. Choose FedEx Ground for your affordable and fast shipping.
And welcome back to Green Bay. Mike Glennon, one of 4 former NC State quarterbacks currently starting in the National Football League. And on Sunday, Glennon earned his first win as the Bears starting quarterback. So I turned to Coach Cowher and asked him, Coach, have we seen enough of his body of work to fairly rate him?
Well, I think we got to give him more time. He's getting just 3 games into this. Remember, you're talking about a quarterback who's lost his top 2 receivers are on the injured reserve. He lost them for the whole year, that being White and Meredith. So right now, he's playing with Marcus Wheaton and Kendall Wright. And so right now, you got to understand, this quarterback needs to start. He's experienced in the league. Don't rush Mitch Trubisky in there. When you look how they started the season, maybe one of the toughest schedules in the National Football League. They started off against Atlanta. Then they played the Tampa Bay Bucks, Pittsburgh Steelers, and now Green Bay. So I think that he's doing a good job, that being John Fox, of taking his time, Prime, and not rushing him into it. And I would see Mike Glennon throw on first down tonight, give him a chance to be successful.
He only has 1 completion to a receiver, and that came last week. I like Glennon, and I like what he's cracked up to be. Honestly, he's going to see 8 in the box.
Yeah.
So the Green Bay Packers corners, they're going to have to cover, and that slot is going to have to cover as well.
Yeah, when you look at Kendall Wright, he's the one speed guy they got, and right now they got to throw the ball on first down.
All right, Coach, in Prime, and we'll take a quick break. We'll step aside. There's a lot more to come your way right after this.
Let's go! Let's go! Who's ready to start the show? Let's go! Let's go!
We're taking the first punch to him.
Let's go!
Thank you for watching NFL Thursday Night Kickoff, presented by Gillette.
Tonight, Thursday Night Football is coming to you from the hallowed ground of Lambeau Field. The Bears and the Packers for the 195th meeting. But first, it's time to light the night up.
Thursday night, sun's going down. It's what you feel when you light us down. The skies will open, stars will shine bright. We won't forget what happens tonight. I'll go left, you'll go right. We'll lead in the end. I'm electric tonight, 'cause I feel it again. We won't stop till we're there, and our feet hit the ground. We're cheering tonight, and we're loving the sound.
Thursday Night Football, and here we go.
And it's caught for the win.
Can you believe that?
Welcome to NFL Thursday Night Kickoff, presented by Progressive Insurance.
And welcome back to Green Bay, where Packers fans are fired up and ready to take on their NFC North Division rival, the Chicago Bears. Green Bay quarterback Aaron Rodgers has dominated the Bears over the course of his career, including throwing 17 touchdowns and just 1 pick over their last 6 matchups. Meanwhile, for the Bears, their new quarterback is former Buccaneer Mike Glennon. He's made the most of his offense in light of a depleted receiving core by relying heavily on his running game. Second-year starter Jordan Howard and rookie Tariq Cohen have proven to be a formidable duo so far this season. Tonight is their first divisional game between NFC North opponents, and in a division won by the Packers for 5 of the last 6 seasons, it may look like it could be up for grabs. And hello, everyone. I'm James Brown alongside my guys, Coach Bill Cowher, the winning coach of Super Bowl 40, and the Hall of Famer Deion Sanders. Now, Green Bay certainly has been the king of the North this decade. The question is, are the Packers ready to handle the challenge that could be coming their way?
You know, JB and Prime, I think the balance of power has evened out in the NFC North. You look at Matthew Stafford, they are one play away from being 3-0. Dalvin Cook and a revamped offensive line has made the Minnesota a formidable opponent because they have a very good defense. And I like where the Chicago Bears are trending. So while in the past this was Green Bay's division to lose, right now I would say it is up for grabs right now with those top three teams, Detroit,
Coach,
Minnesota, Green Bay.
Coach, trending. What is trending? What does trending really mean? Okay, let's think about Minnesota. You know you like Mike Zimmer and what he does with that defense.
Totally.
And there's a back that matriculated from Florida State is pretty darn good there to replace Adrian Peterson. Now, with Matthew Stafford in Detroit, I like them offensively. I like them defensively. And they had the NFC best team, the Atlanta Falcons, on the ropes.
Right.
Now, when you come here, you're talking about one guy, Aaron Rodgers. That's it. If he doesn't play Superman and carry them on their back, they don't have a shot. I like the Detroit Lions.
The one thing about the Green Bay Packers, and we'll find out about them tonight, they're going against a contrasting offense that wants to run the football. Dom Capers is going to have to bring those safeties up. He doesn't have Mike Daniels. And for Aaron Rodgers, he's playing behind a revamped offensive line. Both offensive tackles are out, so his ability to extend the ball, extend the play, and hit others receivers will be big. Look for the no-huddle early in this game. Look for him to run the ball. Ty Montgomery right now is a running back. He can't handle for 16 games. He's got 3 rookie running backs. I talked to Mike McCarthy before the game. He has to find one of those other guys to relieve the load of Ty Montgomery. Great contrast. Throw the ball, Green Bay. Run the ball, Chicago. This should be a great matchup.
See, Scotty Aaron turned that light up on Deion. I was wondering when he was going to get just a little fired up, Coach. Unbelievable. All right, folks, for more on the Chicago Bears, we send it over now to our always cool, excellent colleague, Tracy Wolfson.
Well, thanks a lot, JB. With a 1-2 start and some underwhelming performances by Mike Glennon, many are wondering when we will see the rookie Mitch Trubisky, who was impressive in the preseason. Well, we had a chance to speak with John Fox, and we asked him just that, and he said, you know, we'll make the switch when the timing is right. But he did just say tremendous things about Trubisky, talking about his athleticism and his moxie. But when you talk about the timing being right, no better time than after this game. This team doesn't play again for 11 days. They don't play till Monday Night Football against the Vikings at home. So no better time if they would make a switch, but still all depends on the play of Mike Glennon. JB?
All right.
You know, I think when you look at that, and I think Tracy's point is well taken. I think I talked to John Fox before, and I just like what they're doing right now because they're building this team from the inside out. They're creating a toughness by running the football. It has carried over to the defensive side of the ball, playing much better on defense. We saw that last week, one against Pittsburgh. There's no need to rush it. They don't have any playmakers on the outside.
And if you bring in the rookie, isn't that saying you conceding the season?
Yeah, I mean, and he's not ready right now.
Then does Fox have that kind of security to concede the season?
I would like to see what he does with Mike Glennon right now. I think you got right now a great running game.
You paid this man $45 million. What you mean? What we gonna see what he gonna do with him? If you pay a man $45 million, they got to pay dividends.
They got a guy in Kendall Wright that can stretch the field. Give this kid a chance by throwing the football on first down. Give him a chance to open this thing up because right now, when you run the ball like they do, you dictate to the defense what they're going to do. Dom Capers, I talked to him before the game. Those safeties will be very close. So let's see how much trust they have in Mike Glennon tonight. The play calling will have a lot to do with maybe how long they stay with Mike Glennon because they have to trust him at some point to throw the ball down the field.
I love it when you two football aficionados get fired up. There's no question. But, hey, if you think these guys are fired up now, just wait till the next segment. But still to come, our NFL Network colleagues will join us here on the set, and we'll find out who the guys are taking in tonight's matchup. Up next after this.
Howard left side to the 5. Game over.
Packers take it in overtime.
Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay, they didn't blink.
And welcome back, folks, where we are about 15 minutes away from kickoff here at Lambeau Field. A perfect time for us to give these guys, us and you, their picks as we welcome in Marshall, Mooch, Michael. There's ought to be primes, a segment, Coach, but we'll go. Who do you like and what score?
I'm going 23-20. I got Green Bay.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go with the hometown Packers, all right? 21-17 Green Bay Packers, even though they're a little thin on the offensive line.
He's God-given gift at quarterback. Aaron Rodgers, 27-17 Green Bay.
I've always loved the running game so much, but I'm still going with Aaron Rodgers in the passing game. 27-17. I got the same score as you.
I gave John Fox a big hug, and I wanted to make eye contact with him to see if I've seen a lot of confidence. He just hugged me back. So I'm going with the Green Bay Packers. Show me my score because my card blew off the table. 24-10.
Mooch, coach's insight on any of this. Why are you going that way? Talk to me, because Coach Cowher needed something.
Packers, because Randall Cobb's coming back.
Yes.
So Aaron Rodgers will have a full complement of wide receivers. Yeah, he's going to be protected like, well, you know, it's going to be tough. But let's get the ball out quick. Let's play some defense and win it at the end. This is going to be a doozy.
The running game, Marshall. The running game, Chicago, if they can keep this close in the fourth quarter, I like it. We'll see.
No Mike Daniels.
No Mike Daniels.
They should be able to run the ball.
And that's why Aaron Rodgers is going to try to score quickly to help take that run game of the Chicago Bears. Their defense.
They've started off slowly. The last three games, the first three games, they started off slowly. They've been outscored. But he has gone over 300 yards in all three games.
Josh James, safety. Morgan Burnett, safety. Look for them blitzing into the backfield to stop that running game.
Dion had the gleam in his eyes with his guys here. Hey, folks, that's it for us. Up next, across commercial, it'll be Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. Enjoy the game.
This is a story. The story of how the oldest rivalry in all of professional football came to be. The story of the Acme Packers and Decatur Staleys.
How we doing?
It all began with two young trailblazers fresh out of college, determined to make a name for themselves in the business world. They had the same passion, football, but no professional league in which to play it. So they went to work. Until one fateful day, everything changed.
Lambo. Alice.
In my office.
Good luck.
Thanks. These guys were the original ringers. George Halas had been a huge sports star, playing football and baseball at the University of Illinois. Curly Lambeau played football at Notre Dame under an icon named Rockney. The idea was that Lambeau and Halas would play for and coach their teams. Good choices, wouldn't you say? These guys got right to work. Lambeau, he put an ad in the papers promising players a chance to sock someone in the face and not get thrown in jail. Sounds reasonable. And Halas, he wanted to run more than just a company team himself, so he bought the club from his boss for $100, moved them to Chicago, and renamed them the Bears. No matter what they throw. No surprise, from the very start, both of their teams dominated their company leagues, but still needed better competition, and they found it. From the Packers and Bears' very first meeting, a tone that would endure for generations was set. Immediately. Over the next 100 years, they became the NFL's longest-running rivalry, long after Curly and Papa Bear stepped aside. From Nagurski to Butkus to Ditka, Sweetness and Singletary, Lombardi, Hornet, and Starr, on the frozen country, 55 Hall of Famers, 21 championships, two franchises bonded together in the NFL's longest continuing saga. It was nearly a century ago that Curly Lambeau and George Halas signed the contracts that made them official members of what would become the National Football League. Now, tonight, for the 195th time, one of the greatest football stories ever told. Good luck. You're gonna need it. Continues.
The NFL's oldest rivalry reunited under the lights at Lambeau Field. Chicago and Green Bay coming up on Thursday Night Football. Hello, friends. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson, Jay Feely. A good one for you tonight. Both teams coming off thrilling overtime victories on Sunday.
left side to the 5. Game over.
Rodgers down the field.
He's open.
Wide open. Allison down to the 6 for the win, and the Packers take it in overtime. And speaking of overtime, partner, we got a little overtime work the next 6 weeks or so, Thursdays and Sundays, and welcome to prime time.
Nothing like prime time in the NFL. These players know when it's 7:30 at night, it means you're on the big stage, so they're ready to go. I'm okay doing it tomorrow if you want to.
Let's wait till Sunday in Denver. We'll do that one. But tonight, Green Bay first. They come back from 14 down at halftime against Cincinnati, and again, it was Aaron Rodgers. You kept telling the audience he's going to lead them back, and he did. Tonight, without his starting tackles, though.
It's hard to defeat a great quarterback at home like that. Even though he threw the pick 6, got him in the hole early, you just know a guy like this is going to put his team in position. He made the critical plays at the end of the game. Without these tackles, though, it's going to be much more difficult to sustain that level of play that he's had over the years. He's under duress week in and week out right now.
Now, they're not asking on the other side Mike Glennon to do what Rodgers does. This is kind of old-style football for Chicago. So what about the offense tonight led by Glennon?
Well, this is old-school football. I mean, real old school. This is ground and pound at the finest. They had one receiver with a catch last week, and that's not by design per se, but they want to run it 40, 50 times. And this is taking it back a while. And Glennon's your classic drop-back passer. You know, he's not going to bootleg very much. He's not going to get outside the pocket. Doesn't have necessarily the feel you want all the time, dropping back and moving. So we're going to find out tonight if he can raise that level and push the ball outside the numbers.
All right, Tony, let's take a look at the TNF Stars presented by Progressive Insurance. We're going to begin with this young backfield. They're both 22 years old. Howard, he was a sensation last year, and we're just now finding out about Tariq Cohen. Howard, though, again, he won it with the dash in overtime to beat the Steelers.
Yes, these two, I call them the Blues Brothers. These guys are fantastic. You know, Howard, everyone kind of knows about. He's big, he's strong, he's shifty, he's got great vision. Most of you out there don't know this, though, but Cohen, this guy is different. He's little, but he's really, really shifty. And this music you hear right here, that's what it sounds like when he's trying. He's like, doo, 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 doo. I mean, this guy is really something to watch. If you've never seen him before, watch tonight. You're going to probably see something you haven't seen in the National Football League.
I think you're going to have a very big sound effects game here tonight, Tony. On the Packers side, other than Rodgers, you got his favorite target, Jordy Nelson. You got Clay Matthews, who, if he gets a sack tonight, becomes the Packers' all-time sack king.
Yes, well, this is old reliable. Jordy Nelson, he still feels young to me, but him and Rodgers started together almost. When Rodgers started playing, he knows and trusts him. He knows where he's going to be. Jordy's still playing at a high level. At clutch situations, look for him to throw him the football. Then you got Clay Matthews, the mainstay of their defense. They move him around more than anybody in the NFL gets moved around. He's played middle linebacker. He's played defensive end. He's played inside on stunts. This guy right here, he's an old school football player as well.
There's Juwan Howard, second last year in rushing to Ezekiel Elliott. And Cohen reminds you a little bit maybe of a Darren Sproles.
He does. He's like Sproles because he's smaller, but he's shifty and he runs between the tackles. You're going to see him move him around a lot. He's leading the NFL in receptions by running back. They're trying to find new ways to get him the ball, and their offense is learning about him just like we are.
Hey, they got Nick Perry up today. Had hand surgery a week ago. He's got a club on that hand, that right hand.
I don't want to get tackled by the club.
No.
I mean, I don't know why they let these guys play with this thing. I'm over there watching this guy try and get close to me, and I'm like, no, thank you. And he gets around quarterbacks. You'll see him around it today. And then there's Aaron Rodgers. You know, we see him all the time. This guy is playing at a high level. He's the same he's been throughout his whole career. He's going to be asked to do more today, though, with these tackles.
All right, Tony, let's quickly go down to the field. Here's Tracy.
Well, thanks a lot, Jim. Aaron Rodgers was very vocal this week about what they wanted their message to be regarding the national anthem. And he talked about it. His teammates talked about it. And what they decided to do was they were going to link arms for the national anthem. And they want everyone in the stadium, all the fans, to be linking arms as well. And Aaron Rodgers told us this is not a protest. This is a unified demonstration of love and solidarity, a call to connect. He said earlier this week, this is about unity and love and growing together as a society and starting a conversation around something that may be a little bit uncomfortable for people. The Packers quarterback, Jim, just very strong words. Now, let's send it over to Jay Feely.
Thanks, Tracy. Last week on Saturday night, prior to the Steelers game, the Bears met as an organization, players, coaches, and ownership, to discuss the national anthem. They decided they would stand and link arms as well in a sign of unity. There was no meeting this week, but I talked to player rep Sam Acho, and he told me the Bears again would be standing and linking arms, remaining united. Jim?
Time now for the national anthem, and we take you to the public address announcer, Bill. Well, there you saw it, just as Rodgers had asked for, that demonstration of love and unity. And I'm sure you heard the chant throughout Lambeau, USA, before the anthem. Thursday Night Football is coming up in just a moment.
Thank you for watching the NFL Thursday Night Kickoff Show. Presented by Progressive Insurance.